So you know when you say it can't get any worse? Well, it got a little bit worse. Welcome back, guys. Part 5 of this damp caravan renovation, or shall I say remodel. For anyone just joining us, we bought this caravan for £400 and the problems keep stacking up. So if you remember on the last episode, we found these holes on the outside which looked like bullet holes that was causing the water damage. Today I was getting those filled in, also filling in some dents, and the battery box also needed to come out. It didn't have a door and it was also causing some leaks as well, so that's come out. I also used the filler to repair some dents and also the big hole by the front door where the lock had been ripped off. And once it's set, I gave it a little sand. I also wanted to remove all the old vinyls. Some of them came off nice and easy. And some parts not so easy, so the way to handle those is just get a heat gun, just give it a couple of seconds, and then it comes off nice and easy. I also wanted to reseal the windows, so you can see me here taking them off. I take the window bar off, take all the old mastic off, and then reinstall it. I also thought I would try out something I'd seen on a few videos where people put the masking tape around before they add the sealant on. The idea to make it a little bit neater. Didn't think it made much of a difference, so I thought the extra effort was probably wasted. And now just giving the window a really good clean before reinstalling it. I then did exactly the same on the other window, but I didn't really want to bore you with the full footage, but here's me now putting that window back on as well. After the sanding on some of the damaged areas, it did reveal some bare metal, so I was advised to use an etch primer over these areas, so I just obviously that's what I'm doing now. Here's another job that I've been putting off for a little while, was to finally put in these PVC inserts into the windows. Most frustrating thing I've ever done. It was so hard getting around those corners using that little tool. Didn't make it easy at all, but silicone spray definitely did. But yeah, I got there eventually. Now it's time to move on to the floor, another task that I've been putting off. But if you remember in one of the earlier videos, there was a metal plate that was covering up a big crack in the floor. It already had damp proof injections previously, but the wood was just so brittle, it was just breaking apart. And you can see here, the crack goes all the way to the edge of the door. So the whole section needs to come out, and in order to do that, I need to take the door out. So you can see me here taking some videos, and I've also got like a blue sandwich bag in my hand. Any advice I can give to anyone doing a project like this is to make sure you take some detailed photos or videos when taking things apart. You will definitely be relying on those when trying to put things back, because you think you'll remember, but I can promise you will not. And also the bags are used to group certain parts together, so everything relates to the door went in one bag. When I took the parts off from the windows, they all went in their own bags, so it just makes it much easier when putting things back together. Also had a couple of these bolts that I needed to get underneath to remove that were connected to the frame. Now I just slowly chisel out all the bad wood. When I finished cleaning up here, you'll actually see where the holes were from the previous delamination injections were. Time to get some new flooring. If everything went to plan, I should have cut this out, glued it down, and that would have been the end of the floor project, but things don't go that easy, do they? After laying the new flooring down, there was a noticeable gap between the flooring and the polystyrene. I think where the old flooring came up, it took a layer of the polystyrene with it. So I was hoping that expanding foam would resolve this. by adding laying and filling up the gaps. Sadly, that did not. I think that just made it worse, because obviously then there was high spots and low spots. I tried then using the flush trim saw to try and level it out, but no, nothing was working. So you can see me here putting the flooring down, having a walk over it, and I just was not happy with it. So you can see me here thinking, and if you're going to do a job, do it properly, and I should have done what I should have done in the first place, and that was just to remove the insulation and not trying to repair it. So yeah, this was a really tedious and long job, because it didn't come up in one piece. You literally had to like chisel it out. As this is a really high traffic area with the entranceway and needing to live in area, I wanted to ensure that the new flooring was going to be fully supported, so I do add a number of new joists into the floor and use pocket hole screws to obviously secure them to the existing joists. So now just obviously continuing to get the rest of the old polystyrene out. I think I obviously made it harder for myself, because obviously it was the expanding foam, which was obviously harder than the polystyrene. Obviously trying to get that out as well. And it's just about now when I realised how weak that part of the floor was by the door, where it just fell away from me. So you know when you say it can't get any worse? Well, it got a little bit worse. And the drain hole going through the main joist, it was literally holding on by hardly anything. So yeah, time to repair that now. So I get a piece of plywood, coat it in weather shield and cut it to size, and getting this piece inside was a complete faff. Obviously having to slide it underneath the frame. This is in high speed, but it's backwards and forwards, but I eventually got it in, screwed it in from underneath. I then add some additional frames for support, basically bracing those existing joists, just to give it some added strength. Yeah, it was quite satisfying seeing all the new insulation going in, and yeah, I was quite looking forward to seeing the new floor go down. I even decided to chisel out a section there to obviously add one more bracing. I just thought it better be safe than sorry than regret it afterwards. So yeah, new floor in. I just needed to sand down a few high spots, and yeah, prepare for the new flooring to go down. So I started adding plenty of adhesive, probably way overboard, but I just wanted to make sure that it was going to be proper stuck down. And I finally laid down the floor. Added some weights to keep it down, put some screws in, and yeah, that's it. The flooring was installed. So I came back the next day, did a bit of a tidy up, and that's how many bottles of adhesive I went through for the flooring. So it's definitely stuck down. So cleaned everything up, I sanded around the edges to give a nice smooth join, and yeah, that's the flooring repair complete. So yeah, that's where I'm going to leave it. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next video.